Hey there, little Timmy. Did Mommy just get you one of the most hype games of all time? Are you ready to get lost in an immersive world full of cool characters? And glitches? Glitches that will not only ruin your immersion, but will most likely crash your game, making you lose what little progress you made in the time the world wasn't plagued by bugs? Hey, don't look so glum. At least Keanu Reeves is in the game.
Wow, this game is incredible! The world is absolutely breathtaking. Honestly, I get lost just walking around and seeing the sights. It is all of this and more, but only when it is working properly. Sorry to all of you on consoles, but it seems like your time with Night City has been delayed a bit longer. That said, if you're watching this when the game works, or have been lucky enough to have the game work for you, then welcome to 5 things you should do first in Cyberpunk 2077. Thing number 0 is exclusive to people playing on the PC, so I won't actually count it with the 5 things. Think of it as an honorable mention of sorts. When you first get the game loaded up, you will want to adjust your video settings to match what your PC can handle. Here are a couple examples of video settings along with PC specs that I've given myself and a couple of my friends steady frame rates. Thing number 1. Decide how you want to play the game. I'm not just talking about Nomad, Street Kid, or Corpo, I mean specifically what you want your playstyle to be. Do you want to go in guns blazing and just kill everything that moves? Or do you want to take the stealthy approach and take people out silently and smoothly? You can play more in the middle if that suits your taste, but you won't be able to get the best of both worlds. There are a lot of different things you can upgrade in the skill tree, and this is how you can finely tune your preferred playstyle. When I first started the game, I planned on being good at everything, but not perfect at anything. As I played, I started to lean towards melee combat, and eventually focused on upgrading every stat that would assist in that. As you play, you will figure out more how you like to approach things, but let me tell ya, if you don't have your skills upgraded in sneaking, you will almost never get a mission done stealthily. Thing number 2, learn the controls. Of course, this should be a given. It's like a no-brainer. Duh, learn the controls. But either I'm just dumb and missed the tutorial that explained things, but I definitely didn't know how to open the inventory for the first 2 hours I played the game. I couldn't find it in the control section of the settings, so I eventually just pressed every button on my keyboard until I figured it out. It's I, by the way. The other control thing that gave me troubles was the grenades. I had no idea how they worked until I sat down to figure it out. You can only have one type of grenade equipped at any given time, and there are 2 ways to equip different ones. One way is to open up your inventory and manually change it there. And the other way is to open up your weapon wheel and cycle through the ones you have in your inventory. Thing number 3, always be looting. When you first start the game, you really don't have anything. This game is part open world RPG and part looter simulator. You can loot almost anything you can see, and you can do all of this without any consequence. From guns to knives and ashtrays to vinyl records, you can pick up practically everything. Obviously, you won't be using everything you pick up, so what do you do with that stack of 37 decks of playing cards you got in your pocket? Well, sell them, of course. You make pennies off them, but they sure do a better job being sold for some scratch than wasting away on the ground in some back alley. Better yet, you can dismantle them into components that can be sold for even more money. Later on, you won't be picking up everything, just the stuff you want or need, but because you have nothing to start out with, might as well pick up someone else's garbage for your own treasure. Thing number 4, get a good melee weapon. I highly recommend having one equipped that you can switch to in a pickle. When I would find myself backed into a corner and at the bottom of a magazine, I would pull out my trusty katana and slice my way through. I love the melee combat in this game. It feels buttery and controls like a dream. It's so convenient to have something to slice and dice when you run low on ammo, or perhaps you're sniping and some enemy gets the jump on you. My typical loadout in the game was a pistol, a sniper, and a katana for these very reasons. Before getting to the 5th thing, I wanted to give some quick tips and tricks that I came across while playing. Pressing down the caps lock key on PC toggles your scanner until you press it again. There is a funny little pistol you can get your hands on in this back alley of Night City. It isn't the greatest pistol, but it's pretty powerful when you're just starting out. Dead bodies are marked by an X on your minimap, and the color of the X on the minimap tells you what the rarity of the loot they have on them. Cameras have different light indicators. If they are green, they won't target you, but if they are orange, they will alert enemies of your presence. Save your game often. Did you just complete a mission? Save. Did you just find a nice gun you like? Save. Nervous you won't say the right thing to best girl? Save. Saving can come in clutch, especially with a game that in its current state is as buggy as Cyberpunk. Plus, it only takes like 5 seconds. There's a bit of an exploit to get some quick eddies. Head to a Dropbox and sell your most valuable item. Back out of the Dropbox menu and open it back up. You should be able to repurchase the item you just sold for far less than what you sold it for. Rinse and repeat. Who knows if this will get patched out, but for now, you can grind some cash and get that sweet car to show off to your chooms. Alright, it's time for thing number 5. Learn how to do the Breach Protocol minigame. You will see this screen over and over and over again during your time in Night City. Learning how this minigame works will help you get some quick money, as well as keep the pace of the game from slowing when it's required to progress. The idea is pretty simple, but sometimes the puzzles can be kinda tricky. You are given a series of combination inputs that you need to select in the correct order. You must select each combination in order with no deviation when you start the sequence. If you can't start with the right combo, there is a buffer zone that will let you start where you need to. Here's an example of a successful breach. One nice thing about the minigame is that if you either mess up or don't like the combinations the game gives you, you can back out of the minigame and go back in to reset it. Cyberpunk 2077 has a lot for players to do and see. Whether you've been playing for some time or haven't got your chance to have a go at it yet yourself due to hardware limitations, I hope these tips will help you when you get out there and explore the never-ending Night City. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, feel free to like and subscribe. It's always appreciated. Also, look out for my full review on Cyberpunk 2077 coming later. If it's already out, then you'll see it on the screen right here. Thanks again, and as always, keep it rad.